My view on economic philosophy, well, I would say people would probably think I'm a socialist, and I would say, no, I'm not a socialist. Although it sounds like I'm a socialist because I believe in basic income, I believe in 4 day week. You've got to aim for that, to give people quality of life. Quality of life is the most important thing of all. Uh, so, but But then I'm not a left supporter, Labour. I mean, I do come from that sort of background. I was never a fanatic left or whatever. Maybe in some ways, personally, I don't believe in parties, the party hamper system we've got. Um, yeah, but I was just listening to this guy, Michael Hudson, on Dialogue Works. I watch Dialogue Works a lot because the guy does a lot of interviews. There's about 5 1-hour interviews a day or something every day, it seems, and it's interesting. People, you can get a bit too used to them, and I don't agree with everything they say. Like, I don't agree with their view on Ukraine and that. But this guy's talking about the economy. Michael Hudson, he seems to be a well-known sort of lefty economist. Him and Richard Wolff are the two that usually appear on it. But what he started around about the 38-minute mark, he was starting to tell how first of all, how Britain became the Industrial Revolution, really, how it became the sort of the workshop, he's calling it. I wouldn't even sure the workshop's the right word. Just rich through the Industrial Revolution. And then America and Germany took over. I suppose Japan to a degree. And now BRICS are wanting to take over. But he's saying that BRICS don't actually know what they're trying to do. And that. And it's just interesting the ways he gives his philosophy on economic philosophy. And he seems to think that most of the sort of the ones like America or Britain, what do we call it, capitalists, were based on a sort of rent where, uh, the private sector's got really renting things out in a way. That's not totally what he says, but that's what I'm taking it as. He refers to it as sort of rental or whatever. They're actually giving you money, borrow it, and then you have to pay them back or whatever, that sort of thing. He says you want to get out of that and you want the government to actually take on most of the burden or whatever. And I sort of agree with that as well. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, if you take, like, when Margaret Thatcher sold off the houses at a cheap price, I mean, what she actually done, you could always buy your council house, as I understand it. But she gave the people a big discount. I think it was about 75% discount, which sounds great, but that's only for one generation, you know what I mean? Because the generation now, the grandchildren of those people who bought their houses, they can't afford they can't afford a home now, and there's no council houses left for them to rent, So yeah, it's just all that. But I just thought it was really interesting the way that this guy was going on about when America started, and that guy's President Seward or something bought Alaska off Russia or something, but then to get the money back, he introduced tariffs. And I think Trump's a big fan of tariffs, and that's the opposite of what we've also always been talking about, the world free trade and that, and that's what the Republicans were based on since Reagan, free trade. And now Trump's talking about tariffs, and then we've got tariffs with America anyway because we've not even got a deal, and I don't think the EU have even got a deal with America, so the idea that they're capitalists and free trade isn't really true. Yeah, it's just interesting, because I don't believe there should be billionaires with billions and billions, a lot of these billionaires have got more money than, say, the bottom 100 countries, there's something very wrong there. I don't know how you would work that out, making a cap in your wealth or something, I don't know, but give the rest to the government or even a world agency or something, I don't know, but yeah, uh, it's just all wonky. But I just wanted to point out this guy, Michael Hudson's, what he was talking about here, because it was so interesting. And let's see what other people said about it. just to be a generalised capitalist economy, really. And what BRICS are trying to do at the moment. And I don't agree with that. I mean, BRICS is just a mix of countries that seem to be anti-American, but the people in their countries want to move to America. You know, the day people want to move to BRICS countries rather than America, I'll say, okay, they're doing well then because the people actually want to move there. But what's going to happen is BRICS will maybe start doing well, or they'll probably start arguing with each other because it's just a mix of countries to sort of regard themselves as anti-America or something, even though other people want to move there, you know. Yeah, that was really good. I mean, I don't agree with if they've got a bad view of America, well, I don't agree with that. You know, I mean, what America's done is incredible, and people around the world are voting with their feet. You know, they might say something with their mouth about America, but they're telling you what they think of America with their feet and their plane flights. You know. Okay, that'll do for that just now. I think I wanted to point that out for you. Know that. I'm going to try and stop this screen recorder. No, that didn't work. I'll try this. I don't think that worked. No. Alright, I'll need